Okay, so if you are in a cold room, make sure that you put jumper on, maybe keep your socks on because we don't want your body getting too cold during this, okay? So have your props handy, come to cross-legged, hands on the knees, roll the shoulders back, close down the eyes. Let's take a big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Again, big inhale. And exhale, let it go. One more time. Nice big inhale. Sigh it out. And just come back to your natural breath. Take a quick scan of the body. Just notice if there's any tension anywhere. If you can get your muscles to relax a little bit more. And focus on trying to make your breath nice and smooth. Notice your shoulders moving as you breathe. I'm going to come into our first pose of the day. So slowly open the eyes. We're going to start in our butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of your feet together, knees nice and wide. Now the closer in your heels are, the more of a stretch you're going to feel, okay? So in our yin poses, we are looking for that slight stretch where we can relax into it. So bring your legs in, lengthen through the spine, and then we're going to fold over. So this is where you can grab your props. I always like to use a bolster. You can also use pillows, blankets, blocks, anything else. Either place it in front of your feet or even on your feet. We're going to fold over and relax. So you're using your prop to rest your head on, just to take off a little bit of the pressure, right? We don't want to build up any pressure in the neck, so it's just helping us to relax a little bit more. Make sure you feel that slight stretch, okay? So if you're not feeling a stretch, either fold deeper, as in bring your head closer to the ground, or bring your feet in closer to your pelvis. Find that stretch. And then from here, focus on taking really slow inhales and exhales and relaxing body. Whatever muscle you're feeling this in, you're trying to relax it with every exhale you take. I think we've been getting a little bit of a build-up of excitement here. So kids are starting to go a little crazy. We're all on Christmas. Nice to have a little 30-minute break though. So the thing with yin yoga as well is we're always focused on how our bodies are feeling and slowing down the breath. So you're always paying attention. So check back in with your body. Are you still feeling that stretch? Sometimes when we've taken a couple breaths in a pose, the stretch kind of eases and disappears. So if you're not, it's your chance to go a little bit deeper. If you are feeling it a little bit too much, then you can come out of it a little bit more. So keep focusing in on your breath. I'm always trying to get the mind to stay focused as well. So that is a practice in itself. Trying not to let your mind wander off. So always bring your attention to those slow inhales and exhales, to relaxing whatever muscles you're feeling this in, and checking back in to see if you need to move. Relaxing the jaw and the shoulders. And for your last couple of breaths here, maybe see if you can go a tiny bit deeper. Intensify that stretch a little bit more. Feel free to move the props if they're stopping you from getting a little bit deeper. And then slowly bringing yourself back up. Use your hands, bring those knees back together. Take your legs out long in front, just bounce the knees up and down to release that. And then bring the feet about hips distance. And we're going to take our forward fold here. So if you struggle to sit up straight with a straight spine anyway, place your bum against a wall just to help you stop that rounding. We're going to lengthen the spine, and then we're going to fold forward as much as we can and hold it here. So again, you can just use your body weight, or a really nice thing to do is to use your props. Again, rest your head on it just so that you can release that neck and hang out here. Just feeling that slight stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Loosen the knees. I always like to interlace my fingers around the props, so whether I'm using bolsters or pillows or cushions. If you don't have anything that's high enough for your head to sit on, you can also place pillows or blankets in between your legs and your belly and then fold over, and that's just going to take off a little bit of the pressure again, as long as you're feeling something, right, in the back of the legs. So find that position, and then let's bring all of the attention into slowing down the breath and relaxing the muscles. And every time that mind wanders off, just pull it back in. Focus on that exhale. Focus on that stretch. Relaxing the jaw, the shoulders, maybe even closing down the eyes. And if any of you guys do the 108 sun styles once I've uploaded it, do this class the next day. It's going to help. Check back in with the body. Are you still feeling that stretch? You need to go a little deeper, come out a little bit higher. Can you relax all of the hips and the legs? Last couple of breaths here. Do you need to go a little bit deeper? And then slowly walk yourself back up. Remove the prop if you have it. Let's just bounce out of those knees, shake it out. You know when you can hear your kids screaming and you're like, you don't know if that's a happy scream or crying scream. We're going to go with happy. We're going to leave it. Okay, we're going to roll over now onto our knees and we're going to come in to the next pose. So, a couple of options. If you have yoga blocks, this one is a really good one to do with yoga blocks. If not, I'll show you how to do it without. So, bring your blocks about shoulder width. Bring your elbows on the blocks and then make sure that your hips are above your knees. Bring your knees about hip distance. And we're going to shift our hips backwards. Bend the elbows so the hands come up and then bring your chest down towards the ground. Okay, so get a nice deep shoulder stretch here in our puppy pose. Okay, our variation of puppy pose. If this feels too much, or if you do not have blocks, you can do the same thing on the floor. So just bring your hands about shoulder width, bring them out a little bit further, sink your chest down, and either rest your forehead on the ground, or for a little bit deeper, you can rest your chin on the ground, but only do that if you're really flexible in your back and your shoulders, because again, we just want that slight stretch, right? And then to relax into it. So pick whichever position feels best for you. And we're gonna hold this, okay? It's gonna feel quite intense. So let's breathe through it. Focus on that breath. Okay, it was happy screams. So focus on slow breaths. Relax the shoulders as much as possible. And if you do find that you have a really active brain and it keeps wandering off, thinking about other things, try focusing in on your breath. So you can breathe in for a count of 4 and then out for a count of 6. So you're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and then out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can keep going like that. It's just a great way to keep your attention onto your breath or into your body. And remember to keep checking in with your body. So if it's starting to get a little bit too much, ease out of it. If you have the blocks, you can come off of them. But just notice whether it's actually pain and that you can't do it any longer, or if it's your mind just saying you've had enough, okay? Try to push through. As long as there's no pain, if it's just a little bit of stretching discomfort, that's fine. Okay, stick with it. Focus on it. Focus on softening all the muscles of the face. Last couple breaths in. When you're ready, nice and slowly bringing yourself up. Just come to seated. Lengthen out the spine and the shoulders down. Relax them. Take a couple breaths. Take any kind of movements that you feel like you need to, maybe moving your neck, your shoulders, just take it nice and slow and gentle. And the next pose, we're going to do down on our back. So I'm going to use a yoga block for this one, but use anything that you have that you can prop yourself up with. Okay, so roll yourself down. Feel your spine flat on the ground. Should feel nice after that puppy pose. Bring your heels quite close towards your bum. Grab your prop, have that handy, whether it's a block or pillows or cushions. I'm going to lift the hips up, slide the prop. My block, by the way, is on the middle setting, so not the lowest, not the highest. And place that at the top of your bum, your low spine. You can kind of wiggle your hips side to side just to make sure that it's nice and flat on the prop. And then relax your hips down. Okay, so when you're in this position, just notice how this feels. If it starts to feel too much, lower the prop. So if you're on a block, you can lower the block to the lower setting. If you're on pillows, obviously they're going to be a little bit lower. If you're on pillows and it's not enough, place anything else into there. You can place books and all sorts. Whatever's lying around your house, plant it under there. And we're just going to relax here. Okay, so again, I'm going to give you a few options. But let's take a couple breaths here first. So maybe even closing down the eyes, just trying to relax everything. Relax the hips, relax the legs and the shoulders. Just don't let the knees fall apart. Keep them about hips distance. And then if you're not feeling much here, feel free to lengthen out those legs. Keep your heels on the ground, but lengthen them out, keep them relaxed. Might need to rejiggle on the block if it's a bit uncomfortable. You can let your feet flop open from here and relax here. Okay, the next option is to also bring your arms up above your head. Okay, so we're really banana shaping the body with our hips up and everything else down. And again, keep checking in, right? So if it's not feeling okay for you, if it's feeling too much, if something feels wrong, you know your body, bring it back in, loosen out with it. It doesn't matter if you're not feeling a stretch in this one, right? So if you've got your legs out, your arms are up, and you're not feeling a stretch, it's fine. Just relax on the block. Just trying to open up those hips a little. If you are in a cold room and you are getting a little cold, warm yourself up, okay? Put on a jumper, put on socks. I'm just going to turn on the little heater behind me because the last thing you want to do is to be shivering or cold in these positions because your body's going to start tensing and it's going to do the complete opposite of relaxing. So make sure that you're warm enough. And I'll stay here for another minute. Last couple of breaths here. Okay, if you've had the legs out long, just slowly bring them back in. Lift the hips, remove the prop, lower back down to the ground. Feel your spine nice and flat for a moment. Maybe place your hands on your belly. And we'll move into our next pose. So keep your hips down on the ground, but prop yourself up onto your elbows. You're going to grab your prop, whether that's your block, pillows, cushions, and I want you to place it behind your chest, sorry. So lean back on that. If your block feels too much, place a pillow or a blanket over it just to soften it. We're going to lean back, and this is going to be the more advanced one, right? So we're going to lean backwards, drop your head onto the ground, okay? Make sure that your block isn't irritating your shoulder blades. If it is, move the block down, further down your back. If this feels too much, you're going to prop yourself back up, grab another block for your head. Okay, so we're still leaning back on the block for your back, but then your head is resting on a block. Okay, so take whichever version you need to take. Arms down by the side, let's lengthen out those legs. We're going to relax here. So you kind of moved that height. Instead of the hips, it's to the chest. Let's take a couple breaths here. Again, relaxing everything. It's going to feel awkward. We're so used to folding over computers and phones and cars, and every time we sit, we're not normally opening up the front of the chest. So embrace it, relax into it. And again, if it feels too much, lower the prop. So instead of a block, use a pillow or a cushion, something that's a little bit flatter, or raise your head up. So a couple of deep breaths here. Relaxing your back and your chest as much as possible. And again, you can always bring your arms up over your head for that little bit of a deeper sensation. Just make sure that you can still relax everything down. And make sure that you're not tensing your legs and tensing your jaw. And soften all around the eyes. Notice the sensation in your body as you breathe. And if you get any pins and needles or anything anywhere, that's normally a sign that you've got to never get too far. So if it's in your hands, make sure your hands are down. If it's in your legs, bring them back in. Last couple of breaths in this pose. And then nice and slowly now, prop your elbows underneath you, lift your head, and slowly bring yourself up enough so that you can remove the props, and then come all the way down to the ground. Feel that spine nice and flat. Let's hug those knees in towards the chest. Maybe gently rocking side to side. Taking those slow breaths still. And then we're going to take a twist. So bring the knees above the pelvis, lower legs parallel to the ground, arms in line with your shoulders. Drop your knees over towards the right, and either look up to the ceiling or look over your right shoulder towards your right hand and relax here. Now, if this isn't feeling enough, bear in mind we've just done quite a deep back bend, so please listen to your body. If you're feeling it in this position, stay here. Come up to center, take your left leg out long, take your right knee across. Okay, so just one leg goes across. So it's going to intensify the twist. Take whatever you need to, whatever position you end up in. Close down the eyes, relax the entire body. Take a couple of slow breaths in. Back up to center. Same thing, other side. So whatever position you took with your legs on the left side, now do the same on the right. So either one leg or both knees. Over towards the right. Look up to the ceiling or look over your left shoulder towards your left hand. You can use your right hand on your left knee just to keep it in place. Don't kind of push it down. Close down the eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Relaxing the entire body, loosen the legs, loosen the back and the shoulders. And just make sure you're not tensing the jaw. And then bring both legs back up to center. Hug the knees in, squeeze them tight, roll yourself like a little ball. And take any last little movements that you want to here before coming into your final resting pose. Into Shavasana, legs up long, arms down by the side. Get yourself comfy, feel free to place a blanket or something over you if you are a little bit chilly. So closing down the eyes wherever you are. Just going to take 3 deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again. Just come back to your natural breath. Take a quick scan of the body. Just make sure that you're not holding on to any tension anywhere. Hopefully not after that full body stretch. And then slowly bring your arms above your head, taking a nice big stretch. And slowly bringing yourself up to seated. Arms down by the side. Let's take a big inhale, sweep the hands above the head, hands come together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Or I should say, Merry Christmas.